Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into intriguing research topics that impact our professional lives. Today, we're delving into a fascinating study on the relationship between leadership, emotional intelligence, and employee work-life balance. This topic is not only relevant but also vital in understanding how effective leadership can directly impact the well-being of employees. Let's explore why this research is so important and how we can structure its key chapters. The connection between leadership, emotional intelligence, and employee work-life balance is crucial in today's fast-paced corporate world. Leaders who possess high emotional intelligence tend to create a more positive and supportive work environment. This, in turn, influences employee morale, job satisfaction, and overall well-being. By uncovering this relationship, we can offer insights into developing better leadership practices that promote healthier work-life balance, leading to increased productivity and reduced burnout. Just think about the contrasting experiences when you've had a supervisor who genuinely empathizes with your challenges and one who remains indifferent. We've all experienced those situations. For instance, consider a team leader who recognizes an employee's need for flexibility due to personal commitments, versus a leader who rigidly enforces a strict schedule without any consideration. These real-world examples highlight the impact of emotional intelligence on work-life balance. Chapter 1, Introduction. In the first chapter of our research, Introduction, several key components set the foundation for the study. Research problem. Let's say our research problem is the lack of understanding about the relationship between leadership, emotional intelligence, and employee work-life balance hinders organizational success. Research significance. For example, this study will shed light on how emotional intelligence training for leaders can improve employee satisfaction and reduce turnover rates, thereby benefiting both individuals and organizations. Research questions. Here are 3 sample research questions. How does leadership emotional intelligence influence employee work-life balance? What are the key factors that contribute to a leader's emotional intelligence in the workplace? How can organizations enhance leadership skills to improve employee well-being? Research objectives. Sample research objectives could be: to investigate the correlation between leadership emotional intelligence and employee work-life balance. To identify the most significant components of emotional intelligence in effective leadership. To develop strategies for organizations to cultivate emotional intelligence among leaders. Research rationale. For instance, by examining this relationship, we can provide evidence-based recommendations for organizations to enhance leadership practices, leading to a happier and more productive workforce. Chapter 2, Literature Review. Moving on to Chapter 2, Literature Review, this chapter is a comprehensive exploration of existing research, theories, and models. Suitable subtopics. In the literature review, we'll cover areas like emotional intelligence theories, leadership styles, employee well-being, and work-life balance. Theories and models. Some theories we'll consider are the trait emotional intelligence model and the transformational leadership model. These theories help us understand how individual emotional abilities impact leadership effectiveness. Literature gap. A gap in the literature could be the lack of research that specifically delves into the intersection of emotional intelligence and work-life balance in a leadership context. This is where our research makes a significant contribution. Chapter 3, Methodology. Chapter 3, Methodology outlines how we'll conduct the study. Conceptual framework. Our framework could involve 3 independent variables: leadership emotional intelligence, leadership style, and organizational culture. The dependent variable would be employee work-life balance. Research philosophy. Pragmatism would be a suitable research philosophy, as it allows us to blend quantitative and qualitative methods for a holistic understanding. Research approach. Given the exploratory nature, an inductive research approach would be apt, allowing us to develop insights from the data. Research strategy. A mixed method strategy, combining surveys and interviews, would provide a comprehensive understanding. Data analysis. Given our mixed methods, we'll use quantitative analysis for survey data and thematic analysis for interview data. Ethical considerations. A real-world ethical consideration could be obtaining informed consent from participants to ensure their rights are respected. Limitations and delimitations. These could include constraints like limited sample size and potential bias in self-reported data. Chapter 4, Data Analysis. Chapter 4 Data Analysis is where we crunch the numbers and extract insights. Quantitative analysis. If it's quantitative, we'd use statistical tools like regression analysis to explore relationships. For instance, if we surveyed 200 employees, we'd analyze how emotional intelligence scores correlate with work-life balance ratings. Qualitative analysis. For a qualitative approach, we'd use thematic analysis. Imagine we interviewed 20 leaders, and a recurring theme is that leaders who actively listen to employee concerns foster better work-life balance. Chapter 5 Conclusion. Conclusion ties everything together. It summarizes key findings, validates the research questions, and emphasizes the significance of our study's implications. As we wrap things up in the conclusion chapter, we're essentially summarizing our findings, reaffirming our research questions, and underlining how the insights we've gained are genuinely meaningful. Chapter 6 Recommendations. Recommendations chapter, we're shifting from understanding to action. Here, we're suggesting practical steps that organizations can take based on our research. Let's say our research shows that emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in leadership effectiveness. A recommendation could be for organizations to invest in training programs that help leaders enhance their emotional intelligence skills. Another recommendation might involve creating a culture that encourages open communication between leaders and employees, which could contribute to improved work-life balance. Future research. As we wrap up our research journey, it's important to consider what lies ahead. For future research, it might be intriguing to explore how the relationship between leadership emotional intelligence and employee work-life balance differs across various industries or cultures. Another exciting avenue could be investigating the effectiveness of different training methods in developing emotional intelligence among leaders. And there you have it. A comprehensive overview of our research on the relationship between leadership emotional intelligence and employee work-life balance. Stay tuned for more insightful content, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for future updates. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning,